juiced sugar
Yep.
topped with paint thinner.
Oh, interesting angle.
That's what I got.
I was going to go with a little bit of an Aaron note here where this smells to me like a strawberry that has been rolled over the floor of a dusty old attic.
Oh. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
And welcome to The First Sip. This is a series we do where we randomly select a little sample jar like this from our blind sample pool, our First Sip sample pool, which is a whole bunch of bourbons and ryes that we've never tried before. So not only is whatever in this glass completely blind to us, but we've never had it before. We have no familiarity with it.
Yep.
Completely nailed that word.
Yes, you
Let's
did.
get right into this.
Nicely
on the
done.
nose, and hopefully this nose nails us. Let's smell it and just see what we
I'll
think.
pass on that, thank you. So my initial impressions are juiced sugar
Yep.
topped with paint thinner.
Oh, interesting angle.
That's what I got.
I was going to go with a little bit of an Aaron note here where this smells to me like a strawberry that has been rolled over the floor of a dusty old attic.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's this fruity element to it that jumps out of the glass, and it's really dense fruit.
You said that, now I get dusty.
And it's got this like dustiness to it.
Power
like
of suggestion, yep.
It smells like I walked into a rick house, and there's not necessarily the rick house angel share smell at a distillery, but there's also this kind of intangible quality of all the oak that is in the air. And that's what I get out of this. I'm ready to get it on the palate.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So I'm getting the dustiness that you mentioned on the nose, but I'm also getting like an artificial fruit flavor. Very faint artificial fruit flavor. Maybe strawberry, I don't know. It's fruity, but kind of artificially so.
Yeah, it's kind of like a strawberry cherry conglomeration.
It's a red fruit.
Of flavors. And there is that dustiness there, and it's odd. It's a little strange to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like it's coming across a little thin, but not light. I know that doesn't make sense. It's hard to translate.
No, the consistency of the liquid is thin, but the flavor concentration is strong.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get it because I'm getting that too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's almost like a licorice vibe, like a Twizzler, like a red licorice vibe.
Yeah, almost like you bit a handful of red Twizzlers, but somebody also snuck in one black Twizzler.
Oh, I'm not getting the black licorice.
There's like a little bit of that anise kind of...
Interesting, okay.
There's something going on in there that is very licorice-y, now that you mention it.
I'm getting more of like a red licorice, but...
It's certainly that more than anything else. But there's also something else going on in there that I'm not 100% sure about. I'm going to have to spend some time with this one. I'm really undecided on it so far, just 2 sips in.
It's like I don't like it, but then I also do like it. I don't know where I fall yet. I need to take a little more time with it as well.
All right, let's do that. We'll be back with some full thoughts after this. Well, that was disappointing. Where are you at on this glass? Let's pop our scores up and talk about them.
So for me, the nose was the best thing about it. By
far, yeah.
Yeah, the nose, after I took some sips and then went back to the nose opened up a bit more. It was a little more oaky, dusty. It smelled very pleasant. It smelled like a log cabin, which I enjoy. The flavor for me was just okay. It wasn't good.
It wasn't what you would call good.
It wasn't bad though, so it gets it just okay. And then same on experience.
I don't know that I could have said it any better myself. Here's the thing. I love the nose. I think the nose, that dusty, fruity element that it has going on, and it's jumping out of the glass. Like it's coming at you, but it's balanced. It's not overly alcoholic or anything like that. The nose on this is beautiful. It's wonderful, and I love it. That's why I gave it 2 thumbs up. The rest of it is, as Aaron said, not what you would call good, at least for my preferences.
Yeah.
I said the flavors were, it had like this thin fruitiness to it and a kind of an aspartame-y finish.
A little bit.
Like an aspartame-y aftertaste, rather.
Fake fruit.
Yeah, and then the on the experience, it was kind of thin and flat, and I said it had this bitter oaky finish to it. Like there was some oak there, but it was bitter and just kind of not really dry, but just bitter and not really enjoyable. All right, let's find out price first and then what we've been drinking. So in our key for our first sip, this is number 90. So price first on number 90 is
75 doll hairs or dollars.
The nose is worth $75 all day. Unfortunately, the rest of the palette is not for me. Okay. What is this?
It is Orphan Barrel Barter House 20 year. This is a 20-year whiskey.
Ooh.
It is 90.2 proof, which is
that explains a lot.
Pretty lower in the proof. And this is thanks to Vin at Bourbon Spirits on Instagram.
Vin, thank you for sending this. This is an incredibly generous sample.
20 years.
Yeah, this is a very old whiskey. This is a very rare whiskey. That price was reflective of what it was when it came out, like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something.
Oh my gosh.
You can't find this anymore. If you do find a bottle, it's many hundreds of dollars.
We weren't very nice to this.
We weren't very nice to it. That's why we do it blind.
Yeah, because had you known, you probably would have been way nicer to it.
Well, I thought on the nose, I was like, wow, this could be something extremely special. And then on the palate, it just was not there for me.
Yeah,
and
same.
Look, I do tend to like higher proof. Personally speaking, I'm a little disappointed. The bitter oak makes sense now. It's 20 years old.
But this is exactly why we do it blind, because you would have probably had some predisposition to score things higher if you had known what we were drinking before we drank it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just tasted it just now, and it tastes better now than it did before I found out what it was.
Of course.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we do it blind. We say that all the time over here. We like to give you guys honest reviews, reactions to what we're tasting before we find out what it is. It's not a bad pour. It's just really not for me.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What is it the age that gives it that, like, aspartame fake fruit flavor?
No, this is really interesting because this is part of the Orphan Barrel series.
Okay.
And the Orphan Barrel series is really a marketing thing, but they say they find these orphan barrels that are sitting in warehouses untouched for years and years and years.
Okay.
And this, I believe, is rumored to be Stitzel-Weller distillate, but that aspartame note is something that we get on some pours from time to time. And I don't really know what causes it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily localized to a specific distillery, but to me, when something gets really sweet, like really fruity sweet, in kind of like a sugary candy kind of way, and then there's not much else in the caramel vanilla
It's
lane.
just an artificial fruit flavor that we get from time to time, and I want to know why we're getting that.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Yeah,
it smells
the nose
absolutely
is
amazing.
the best thing, yeah.
And not by a little bit, by a lot of it, the nose is where it's at, but the palate just fell short for us. And I think what this video highlights for you guys is how you can have something like this that is a really, really desirable pour on paper, and people pay a lot of money for these bottles, and it's good, it's fine, but it just wasn't for us. With that said, we need to get into our railroad scores, where the pours around here have to earn their points, and we add up the thumbs that you see on the screen. So based on the price and the availability, $75, but a long gone product that would cost you over $500 to replace a bottle of. Where are you at on retail score?
Like, it's a thumbs down for me, dog.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thumbs down here too.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. You walk into a store by some random miracle and you see one of these sitting on the shelf for $75. Are you buying it?
No, the flavor wasn't for me, so I would say thumbs down. Because I'm not just going to smell a pour. I'm going to drink it, so no, I wouldn't.
And that puts your real world score at a?
At a 2 out of 10.
Wow. Okay, so for me, I'm going to actually go thumbs down on consumer as well. Now having had it, I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Thanks to Vin. I would love to just smell this. I would love to rub this on me and just smell of the scent and essence of this. But as far as drinking it goes, it's just not my thing. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I wouldn't even really pay for a pour in a bar because I know it's going to be marked up so high that I'm not going to want to pay that for what this experience delivers. That puts my real world score at a checks notes 3. So not very low. We like to see 5s or above for
Not
products.
very high.
Not very high. We like to see 5s or above for products that we are really behind. And yeah, based on the price availability and the fact that this just was not for us, it's not our pour. You know, it's not, man, I'm disappointed. I'm sorry if I'm a little off kilter here. I'm just disappointed.
Let's not let you sit in your disappointment any longer, and we'll wrap it up. If you guys liked the video better than we liked this whiskey, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do that. If you want to, no pressure. And also, if you want to hit the bell notification to be notified when we post our monthly live streams, then you can do that as well.
That's going to be it for this one. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
She works hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right.
Let's try that 10 seconds again.
My
when there's not something trying to crawl out of your stomach.
That was
into the world from below. This is an oddball. I don't know what to think about it. I wonder if people think that about me.